Good afternoon, everyone. September 4th, 5 p.m., give or take. First meeting of September for the Miami Township Board of Trustees. Before we start, I'd like to make a very short announcement that as of roughly 3 o'clock this afternoon, the Board of Trustees have potentially, what's the other word for, not for potentially, but tentatively entered into an agreement with 7 different subcontractors for the construction of a new firehouse at 1001 Xenia Avenue. So that process is beginning as we speak, and we hope to have a groundbreaking ceremony on the 18th of this month at the site, 11 p.m., or excuse me, 11 a.m., 11 p.m. actually.
Bring your cots.
11 a.m. I hope everybody can join us. And construction to begin as soon as possible afterwards. So, and by this time next year, we should be in a brand new firehouse. So, looking forward to that. It's been a long journey. A long journey. So, we'll call the meeting to order. 3 trustees, fire chief, road administrator, inspector general, fiscal officer, members of the
video audience.
yes, of the video audience, right. Welcome. I entertain a motion to adopt the minutes of August 19th, 2019. Is there a motion?
I would make that motion with 2 changes.
Well,
How do we do this?
we'll move in second and then we'll discuss and make.
Okay.
Okay, I'll second it.
Okay. Are there any discussions about adopting the minutes?
One is very minor. It's a clean, it refers to letter from trustees supporting Clean Ohio grant rather than Ohio Clean grant.
Oh dear. Thank you.
But in our discussion of the new firehouse report, the last sentence, or second to last sentence, I think it should read, we were talking about the CIC, I think it should read, the last option would allow discretion in uses the property would be sold for.
Okay, if you write that down, that'd be great.
Okay, I will write it on this draft.
Yeah, that's good.
Any further comments about the minutes? Hearing none, may we vote, please?
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Mucher?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
I now accept a motion to approve payment of bills in the amount of $43,881.45. We'll break that down. General fund, $4,595.34. Fire fund, $19,740.66. Cemetery fund, $4,554.50. EMS billing, $10,084.30. Road and bridge, $4,906.55. 0 in capital 4901. Is there a motion?
Yes.
I'll second.
A motion and a second. Any further discussion regarding payments of these accounts? Hearing none, may we vote, please?
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Mucher?
Yes. Correspondence for the period, quite light. No complaints there. A memo from David Graham regarding the 2020 tax budgets. These are the official amounts authorized by the county for our budget for 2020.
And there's no tax budget hearings this year.
Yes, there are none. No, oh, yes, darn, it says right there. There's an email from MVRPC regarding public participation in the open house meetings regarding the final draft of the 2019 Greater Miami Valley Regional Transportation Coordination Plan and the draft program of the projects funded with the FTA Section 5310. That sounds like a run-on sentence to me. There's another message from Miami Valley Regional Planning regarding an upcoming sustainability roundtable for the EV ready policies and EV for public fleets. We have a grassroots clipping report from the Ohio Township Association. We have a copy of the Bath Township newsletter, summer 2019, from the Bath Township Board of Trustees. And there they all are, look, oh, everybody's all dressed up. Looking good.
That's why we don't do a newsletter.
That's probably why. We have a couple of save the dates for the 33rd Annual Miami Valley Planning and Zoning Workshop, Friday, December 16th, 2019.
Nope, 16. I wrote 6 on.
Oh, I'm sorry, 6, you are correct, I'm sorry. And
Say the date again, please.
the 6th,
6th December.
and we have a copy of the August meeting of the Board of Health. No, this is a copy of the agenda for the September meeting, Board of Health,
Right.
to be tomorrow. We have one more additional correspondence, which we will take up under Firehouse Report. Anything else? In or out, gentlemen, ladies? Hearing none, we'll move along to the aforementioned Firehouse Report. Chief,
Oh,
Firehouse report.
Fire Department.
fire department report. All right, well, here we go. First of all, we the fire department, want to extend our heartfelt thanks to the board for your perseverance and support of the fire station project over the past, I've lost track, decade, I think, pretty much. We're trying to pin it down today, but we definitely appreciate it and we look forward to a gleaming new building that will smell nice.
Well, it's a very worthwhile endeavor, and hopefully it will be all worth it
Yes.
in the end.
Since,
And we're looking forward to asking you to come and visit
yes.
when it becomes open.
Good, I appreciate that. Since the last meeting, we've had 47 EMS incidents, 32 fire incidents, and have completed 4 fire safety inspections.
Holy moly, who are the pyromaniacs out there?
There are a lot of pyromaniacs. Well, it's been nice. It's been open burning season, and then you can't really burn around here without someone calling 911 because they're concerned. So, but we do we do remind citizens that there are regulations in place for open burning, and one of them is not to burn tires, couches, and other household items. So anyone should contact us for a permit, fire department.
It's so amazing to me that people build fires underneath trees all the time.
Oh, it's amazing. Quite amazing. Excuse me. The fire engine crash that we suffered, 2-3 months ago, all the repairs have been made between Hemans and Detroit Tire. So the total cost was $46,44.35, and our amazingly fantastic new insurance company had no questions at all, and they're issuing a check for $41.44, which is basically the cost minus $7,000. So,
Where it's exactly cost minus.
exactly, yeah. So that worked out very well. The 9/11 Memorial Stair Climb is this Saturday, so
Wow.
all are welcome to come and watch or even climb. It'll be a good time for all.
Has Richard approved the use of the building?
I'm not sure if it went through him, but whatever Jackie did seems to have worked, so
Jackie's the boss.
things have been cleaned out of our way, so we could actually hold the stair climb. But
Great.
we appreciate the college's.
Are you doing it in the dorm like you've done in the past?
No,
Or
it's in Antioch Hall,
Main building.
The main
main
building?
building.
So the only difference this year is that there is crew actively installing new plumbing for new heating. So they just have to get their operation out of the way over the weekend.
Yeah, it was a shocker to walk in. I'm like, oh, this is great.
Oops.
I wish Jackie, the facilities director, said, oh yeah, they're not supposed to be here, so I thought this was over. That's why I guess, does no one talk at this place? But that was my experience anyway, so some things never change.
Yeah.
And that's it for us. Casey Brewer, we started fire class, but it's a grant funded class, so it's not going to cost us anything. At through Clark State at Silver Creek Township.
Did you get the convoluted message, or at least convoluted through the website, emails about the new fire marshal regulations,
Yes,
agribusinesses?
yeah, and that's on the list for next week, so.
Anything else for the chief?
Oh, do I need to give you a run through on the Bobcat?
Oh, well, if you want me to do anything, then probably a good idea. I'll get with you. Yeah, probably a good idea. Otherwise, I'll just sit there. Push things back.
Actually, that's pretty much what you're supposed to do now.
Okay.
So let's not get carried
But
away.
there are a couple of safety things, even if you've gotten buckled in right, that you can do
Yeah.
wrong.
Trust me, if anyone can find the thing to do wrong, it might be me, so.
Oh, yeah, 2 weeks.
Anyway, so, back to you, Mr. Reacher.
Okay, we'll move to the new firehouse report, as a result of this afternoon's bid opening. We have, a few things to go over. We have a few resolutions to adopt and a couple of things just to discuss. Let's see, and these resolutions are here. So the first one is a fiscal officer one, so the next one is,
31 is, the one you're looking for.
yeah. There we go.
31 and 32 and 34.
Resolution 2019-31 reads, whereas Miami Township has obtained a bond anticipation note in the amount of $350,000 from West Banco Bank, Inc., Yellow Springs, Ohio, and whereas West Banco Bank has requested the names and positions of persons authorized by Miami Township to sign financial documents on behalf of Miami Township, therefore be it resolved that the following personnel are the only authorized signatories for this financial agreement. That would be myself and Margaret, and that's it. Is there a motion?
I so move.
Is there a second? I'll second that. Is there any further discussion regarding this resolution? Hearing none, may we vote please?
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes. We then have resolution number 2019-32, reads, whereas Miami Township has obtained a bond anticipation note in the amount of $350,000 from West Banco, Inc., Yellow Springs, Ohio, and whereas West Banco Bank has requested written assurance from Miami Township that upon the sale of the firehouse property located at 225 Corey Street, Yellow Springs, Ohio, the full amount of the bond anticipation NOE, I guess we better change
Note.
that, change that typo, will be retired in full. Therefore, be it resolved, the following trustees have pledged in a public meeting to honor the intent of this resolution. Is there a motion?
I'll make that motion.
Is there a second?
I second.
Is there further discussion regarding resolution 2019-32?
Let's clarify that we've changed NOE to NOTE.
Yeah.
Oh, right here.
NOTE.
May we have a vote, please?
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes. I'll make that
Correct.
change right after the meeting because I need to deliver this tomorrow. We then have resolution 2019-34. It's a resolution accepting bid recommendation for the lowest and most responsible bidders for Miami Township Fire Rescue Station 81, located at 1001 Xenia Avenue, Yellow Springs, Ohio. Reads, whereas the Board of Trustees of Miami Township, Green County, Ohio, has the authority to enter into contracts for any lawful township purpose, and whereas Miami Township has bid documents prepared and advertised for bids per ORC section 153 and all other relevant requirements of the ORC and USDA guideline, and whereas Miami Township has received bids for the Miami Township Fire Rescue Station number 81 as described in plans and specifications dated July 31, 2019. Now therefore be it resolved by the Board of Trustees of Miami Township, Green County. The board accepts the architect's recommendations for awarding the project to the lowest, most responsible bids as described in the architect's letter attached, and requests USDA RD's concurrence to issue a, quote, notice of award, unquote, accordingly, passed 4th day of September 2019, and signed, saying, is there a motion to accept?
I will make that motion.
Second.
There's a motion and a second. Is there any further discussion regarding adoption resolution 2019-34?
Only for historic credibility,
Oh,
the spelling of
that's true. Rest,
resolution accepting.
but I didn't write this.
I didn't do it.
Oh, I did.
So change the spelling,
For the
correct the
That would be
spelling.
Christina Cade, WDC Group, Springfield, Ohio.
And for the record, she was under duress.
She was not under duress.
She had to produce a document in X number of
Minutes.
hours.
And she did an excellent job at it too.
Mhm.
We, no way. All right, as long as I'm, okay.
You wanna call for the vote?
Can we have a vote, please?
Sure. Mr. Hollister?
Yes,
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Meacher?
Yes. Maybe we change that resolution number to 33, because I have 34 coming up.
No, you just did 34.
I know.
And then there's a
Maybe we
30,
should-
no, can you make this one 35? Okay, whatever, yeah, sure. I mean, I've got,
Skip.
the one that, for the accepting amounts of rates at 33.
Oh. Okay, can we make this one 35? Because I gotta rewrite it anyway,
Which one? The one you
The
just
one we
did or the
just
one you're
did.
about to do?
the one we just did.
Sure.
Okay, thank you. Okay. I now have resolution 2019-34, a new resolution. Wait a minute.
Yeah, I'm getting confused.
Are there more than 3 resolutions
Yeah, I
that need to
think
be
we
passed?
just did that.
34.
Wait, hold on.
It's
Okay.
31, 32,
Stand
and
by.
34.
Notice of award.
Yes, we had a draft and we had a final copy of the same thing, so.
Oh, yeah, that's
We're
good.
good.
So now what do we do, go back to? And so we just do,
There.
so we don't need to switch.
any more discussion in the report, or are we just passing resolutions?
Well, at the moment, we're just passing resolutions.
So we can go back to, so 34 can stay 34, we don't have to change the number, because
Okay.
you have duplication there, right?
Right, and which one do you have for 33 years?
Yeah,
Okay,
yeah,
now
no, I had that,
I have another 33, and it's gotta be something now.
hey, wanna make that one 35, can you do that?
What is this?
Does it matter?
It doesn't matter, but then
Okay, fine, whatever, just do what you need to do.
Make yours 34.
Yeah, I'll make mine 35,
Is
I
it
don't
the
care.
same?
No, we're not. This is for USDA, the other one was for West Bank.
Oh, I see.
Okay, I now have resolution number 2019-33. It reads, whereas Miami Township has obtained a bond in the amount of,
Yeah,
okay, never mind.
Mhm.
Okay,
I was
I'm gonna
say
change
that,
this. Damn it. Excuse my French. $5,750,000.
I have a copy of this one.
Minor detail.
35,
Okay.
okay.
And whereas USDA has requested the names and positions of persons authorized by Miami Township to sign financial documents on behalf of Miami Township, therefore be it resolved that the following personnel are the only authorized signatories for this financial agreement, to be myself and Margaret. Is there a motion?
I shall move.
I'll second that. As long as I don't have to sign.
Any further discussion regarding this resolution? If not, may we vote, please?
Mr. Mutcher,
Yes.
Mr. Crockett,
Yes.
Mr. Hollister,
Yes.
Thank you all. I think that's all for these resolutions for that portion.
okay. So that's 31, 32, 33, 34. We did a little out of order, but we're fine.
Okay. Anything else under the generic new firehouse report this evening?
I'd like some clarification on, going forward,
Mm-hmm.
who are we calling the architect, and what is the managing group's title?
MSA is the architect of record. WDC is a subcontractor of MSA who are operating as the construction manager agent of the project.
Okay. That answers it, thank you.
Okay. Anything else, new firehouse report? There's one additional, as a result of this afternoon's bid acceptance, we then pretty much have started the clock to tick on the disposition of this facility. It should be available for a new occupant on or about today, next year. And so, we gotta get cranked up with selling this, either provisionally or immediately or some way, shape, or form. And one of the first things we need to do, as being advised by people who know these things, is we need to have a environmental site assessment done of this property. Will make it much better for us to sell this and not have some heavy things hanging over our heads, potentially down the road. Kinda like, right? Like old taxes on old United States properties. So anyway, I've contacted Bowser Moore, who will be doing also work for us on the new firehouse, doing inspections and testing and the like, which also has to be updated here directly because it's time to get to work. And, but anyway, for $2,300, they will prepare a report for our use in the sale of the building. So,
Could I look at that real quick?
certainly,
Bowser who?
Bowser Mourner, M-O-W-R, M-O-R-N-E-R.
And we already have a contract on or how is it that they're working on the new?
And it's just, they're a local firm that specializes in the work that we need to have done, including this one.
They're doing all the site inspections, or specialized inspections for the new facility. So they did all the site survey stuff.
They'll inspect the geopier.
Geopier, the geological stuff.
So they did,
They do the below ground
they
testing.
did the earlier cores and
Yep.
all that, okay.
Gives the engineering options that we chose.
So we need a motion on this.
Yes, sir.
I'll make that motion.
We sort of alternate, you know?
We have a motion.
I
Is there-
I second
is there a
it.
second?
To contract with them, right?
Yes. Is there any further discussion regarding that motion? Hearing none, may we vote please?
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Mutcher?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Having no further new information that I know of for the new firehouse as we speak, we have a visitor who will be offered the opportunity to take the floor if you like.
Didn't come with an agenda for the meeting.
All right, well, thanks for stopping by and sharing a few minutes with us. Now we'll go to
There is an ulterior motive. He wants a zoning permit, and I told him, you've gotta put in some time at the meeting if you wanna get a permit in the evening.
Those damn zoning inspectors, they'll run your lives.
Tell me about it.
Yeah.
And speaking of which, hopefully, we're ticking along with the Village of Yellow Springs on getting our zoning continued, our zoning permit continued. for
Oh, 'cause it's been
firehouse.
more than a year since
More
we
than
took out
2
the
years.
permit. I don't think anything has changed.
No, I've
Should not be a problem, but-
Do they routinely expire at some point
Yeah.
at the villages?
I don't know whether the village, on mine, they expire in 1 year.
This
Because
is a 2 year,
otherwise-
but you have to request the second year, you have to request in writing, so.
Is
you have
that
to
how the
remember
village does
there's
it?
that 12-month has expired, which of course we forgot to do. Oh, well is right. Let's move to the cemetery road report.
Okay.
Sexton Okinawara, present.
Present. Well, we've had a couple burials since our last meeting, both in the natural. So business is
One
good.
today?
Had one today, so yeah, it was really nice.
Is our equipment working all right?
It's fine.
Good.
They have excellent operator. So I'll learn something from it.
I've heard good things about the concept of natural burial.
It's popular.
And the Johnson family spoke appreciatively of your service.
Thank them.
We're gonna buy you a black robe, since you're so good
Not
at
that kind
doing
of
this.
service.
Oh.
And a scythe,
Yeah, side.
a hooded robe and a scythe.
It's a comedy show.
We have another burial in Clifton tomorrow at 11 o'clock. The graveside.
Instead of service, I'll say your attention and information.
Thank you. And the chip seal's not been done yet in Clifton, so I look forward to it soon. pretty much all they have.
Were they fogging anything from last year? Did they?
Yeah, they're fogging, Kyle, Carol Lamont, and the swimming pool was added, because they didn't get to it, remember?
Yeah.
So they added swimming pool at the same cost, I
Mhm.
mean, same price
Okay, good.
for materials, so they should be on that pretty soon.
Mhm.
They, you know, I'll go with the cemetery, anything else? Cemetery? Is part of that for Roger? The expenses?
Yeah, the 4Gs.
Okay. Do I need to talk to him about anything? Our guys will be in here, sometime first of next month.
Mhm.
We'll have to go around and, we can do that when I get back.
When you're on vacation,
Yes, sir?
I mean, like, with the Johnson family, it happened rather quickly, they hadn't made any arrangements in advance and all that. How would that be handled?
We would ask a member of the Bath Township.
Or Zeke, I've got
Or Zeke.
members that'll come and help, but as far as the meeting with selling the grave, you might have to.
Oh, I can do that. I mean, that's no big deal.
And I'm gonna put my voicemail to your number like I did when I was going last year.
Mhm.
And if you need to call me, but
Yeah.
otherwise, no phone. Okay, we go to road.
Yes, sir.
Chip seals are done, all our roads are chip sealed, I thought they look really nice. And not an excessive material, look really,
Who put it down this year?
Hensley's,
Did they?
and I thought they did a real nice job.
Uh-huh.
Great, turned out good. I got an Enoch from, I got an estimate from Enoch on those stumps.
Mhm.
And he said he would take all the stumps out, dress the ditch up, I wouldn't have to go do anything for 1,500.
Mhm.
Is that on North River Road?
But I
Is
have
that
not
Blue
talked to
Clifton?
Joe.
Is that Blue Clifton?
The three stumps inside this, the limits, right?
There's only 3?
Yeah,
Oh, gosh.
3 or 4, there's not many, the majority are outside limits. But I have not talked to Joe.
Okay. Give him a ring.
I will try to get hold of him. I know I had the phone, but I don't have his
Anticipate,
cell.
I've got it.
he'll be happy, won't he?
I would think, but we estimated substantially less than that.
Yeah, I know.
But
I know.
about,
About 500 less than what
Yeah.
I would have.
yeah.
But he said, he's got a new, he said, I'll dress it up, make it look nice. I won't have to go do it.
Mhm.
But I'll, I need to talk to Joe, so just give me his number. I'll call him. Gonna try to finish my trimming. I'll have my trimming done before I leave.
Mhm.
Probably work Saturday, since I have a burial today and tomorrow. I'll probably work Saturday and leave it the next Thursday. Maybe you walk in or some, not heavily traveling, maybe on Saturday. So Friday I'll be out and Saturday. And then Monday, Tuesday I should rest it.
Mhm.
Riding the barrels. You know anything about Culver on Smith? At the summer farm?
Oh,
On the north side of the bridge,
north, no,
there's a 12-inch double wall in there. I
what,
don't know who put it in, it's
is
between
it
Gary
the
Blevins and the
Semler's
bridge.
driveway?
On the other side, on the north side of the bridge, the creek,
Oh,
it's new.
it's new, I don't know
It's
anything.
12-inch double wall, but I don't remember talking to you about what needs to go in there.
No, nobody came to me to do any driveways on Smith.
What should we do?
Well, I probably ought to go look at it and talk to whoever, find out who put it in and just,
Did they sell that for him?
I don't,
I thought they sold something. Well, there's between Blevins and the
Some
creek,
people who always find it.
there's
Okay.
a 12-inch culvert. I don't remember you talking to me, right?
no.
12 inches is fine, but.
Yeah, no, we're saying, no, they didn't go through the procedure. We'll follow up on that.
Okay. Mhm.
Not really. It's hard to believe this is the 4th of September, but it kind of means that things are winding down summer-wise. Let's be somewhat proactive if you need new tires for the winter,
So we're going to,
if you need to have some hydraulics checked in either one, or, whatever.
I'll check them out real good, but we are gonna put tires on the one for sure.
Mhm.
But I'll see what I'll get some prices.
Mhm.
I'm gonna try Richard, is it Richards? It used to be, they used to own Detroit, but they've got a new place. I'm gonna try
It's
them.
got its own Detroit.
Right.
So Detroit's owned by somebody else and they're opening a
They
new
moved
place?
on down the street, and I was told to talk to them for a better deal. I think it's Richards was their name.
Tell us the story about your back window.
Oh, it was broke.
But we don't know how.
It broke.
Back window of what?
Yeah, 165, the old dump truck, yeah, the old dump truck. Yeah.
But there's none of it that protrudes above the dump bed.
Something must have went through the window, I don't know. Because it wasn't broke when I got to the pit. And I mowed the pit, and when I left, part of it fell out. It was shattered, so I don't, something must have hit, I don't remember hitting a rock or something done it back to while I was there.
Oh, it happened while you were using the truck?
Yeah, I pulled it in there and it wasn't broke, and when I went to leave, it was shattered. It was shattered, so something must have flew through the driver's window or something. I don't know how it happened.
Yeah. But can you tell whether it was hit from the inside or the outside?
No, it was just a whole little
Yeah.
shattered. I mean, it was still straight up and down, like it wasn't bending in or out or anything, so I don't know. But I had it replaced for $235. So do we need, can we turn that in?
I was gonna say, I'm not sure how our policy reads for comprehensive. If we've got the traditional $50 or $100 deductible, we can.
What's up to you? I mean, I've got a bill, and you'll have to fax them, have to just fax them on the bill. So I didn't know, if you
Chief-
wanted to run it through there or not.
Chief Allman had a very good experience with his insurance claim, so,
Yeah.
Same insurance company, I'm sure.
yeah, we just have to find out if there's a comprehensive to it or not.
It was a reasonable price, I thought, for a replacement. I thought it would be more than that.
Yeah.
That was installed, you know. It'd been a little more if the seal had been new, but they could use the same seal. Saved us a little.
Who did the work?
Thumper's Glass. They took over for, Xenia Glass didn't do that automotive anymore.
Oh, okay.
Thumpers does theirs now. He's a real nice guy, gets right on, takes care of business.
Yeah, nice dog.
You talk to him?
Mhm.
He said, I'll be there, and I thought I'd catch him, but he was there and gone before I got back there. Yeah, I'll turn that in, if you want to try it.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Anything else for the road or the cemetery? We've got them. We've got them in close proximity. All right, let's move to the fiscal officer's report.
Okay, I've got a couple of resolutions.
What numbers are they?
Doesn't matter. Just kidding. This is amending a permanent appropriation, it's resolution 2019-30. Whereas it is an ongoing process to accurately appropriate funds according to the needs of the township, now therefore the trustees authorize an amendment to the following permanent appropriation. And that was in EMS billing, increased repairs and maintenance by $1,000. You know what? That's wrong, it was in the fire department, it was in 2191, I need to make a correction on that. I mean, it's correct on the line item, the numbers are here.
The number is correct, but not the,
Right, but it wasn't EMS billing, it was the fire. Trustees authorize the fiscal officer to do so immediately, if she hasn't already.
Is there a motion to accept resolution 2019-30?
I so move.
Second.
There's a second. Any further discussion regarding resolution 2019-30? Hearing none, may we vote please?
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Mr. Beecher?
Yes.
And then, from the county auditor, we have our annual resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the budget commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county auditor. So, that pretty much sums it up.
What number is that?
Oh, that would be 35. Sorry.
Is there a motion to accept those rates from the county auditor?
I so move.
I'll second that.
Mr. Hollister moves, Mr. Crockett second. Any further discussion regarding that resolution? Hearing none, may we vote please?
Mr. Crockett?
Yes.
Mr. Mucher?
Yes.
Mr. Hollister?
Yes.
Okay.
Yep.
Anything else for the
Finished.
fiscal officer?
I have a question. I was confused in looking over the auditor's numbers. We had a, and I don't have it in front of me, but you had a very large, seems to me, balance going, estimated balance going into 2020.
Yay.
Any particular fund?
Uh,
What are you talking about, or?
Well, I was
Because
looking
it's
at
broken
general
down into each.
operations was something like $800,000.
In our fund, you mean?
Yeah, do you have it, you have it right there?
Well, I don't make those numbers up.
Well, except how do we know it at the end of
It's a
2019.
guesstimate, it's just a guesstimate, it's what, kind of what we have right now, or something like that.
Estimated
Predicting 6
unencumbered,
months in advance or 4 months in advance.
estimated unencumbered balance.
That's basically where it stands right now.
It's not 800,000, I'm way over. But total of all funds estimated will be 673,000. Special revenue funds assumedly is going towards our construction,
Mhm.
but general fund would be 228,000.
Mhm.
Right,
Do you
if you
usually
look-
have that carry over?
Well, do you have your fund balance sheet in front of you? I don't have it in front of me, but do you have,
It
you
is,
know?
it is that amount.
Yeah,
But that's not the end of 2019.
that is true,
But that's what they use.
that's how they do it. That's all we can do for now, yeah, so,
Okay,
It's
Yeah.
based on our projection from the budget
Yeah.
that we submitted.
I mean, yeah, they just, you know, we can't really guesstimate, but,
Unless there had been some major unusual occurrence, you just go with what you plan.
well, it's just, that's,
well, that's not, to me, it didn't seem necessary that he put that in, and it didn't make sense. It still doesn't.
we might wanna talk to him about it. I mean, I just feel that that's just the way the farm, that's the way that budget's generated, and it has for years, so.
I know budget
I don't change that
budget
number.
habits, government bureaucratic budget habits seem to glom onto each other, and every so often they ought to be redone.
He's generally there 7:30 to 4, Monday through Friday.
Just get a little
Stop by-
education,
Stop by
okay.
and chat it up.
Yeah. I'm sorry, but that's all I can
Okay.
pass it on.
Zoning inspectors report?
Since I was last with you, I actually issued 2 zoning permits. One is kind of a formality. Jim and Roberta Semler's basement wall on their house collapsed. And consequently, the house is not safe to live in while the repairs are being done. And so their insurance company is providing them with temporary housing. Now, we don't normally allow temporary housing, but I said, I understand what's going on. For the next 6 months, it's fine to have a temporary house on your property to live in, so you don't have to live in a motel from now till then. And so that if anybody asks, why is there they're gonna say, why is there a trailer on the Semler's property? That's why. The other permit is for, the expansion of Clementine Nutrition. That's the business that's operating under the agritourism statute out of the, Stick's former home on East Enon Road. They're gonna build a significant addition to that house. Significant meaning 2-story and $370,000.
Family must be moving in.
That's a,
I don't think so.
no, it's all business.
Oh, is it
Nobody's
really?
living.
This is for,
Must be growing.
It's for the nutrition diet
Mhm.
business, which is called Clem and Time Nutrition.
Mhm.
And just as a reminder, the zoning commission's meeting, which is the 3rd Tuesday of the month, the trustees are joining them to discuss the PUD statute and how we can modify it to make it do what everybody wants it to do. So that's coming up. Let's see, is there anything else that's?
So which date? You say the
Okay.
third Thursday?
Tuesday.
Tuesday, it's the third Tuesday, so we,
17th.
we've had the first Tuesday, so 17th. And that's at
What time do they start?
7. And they meet in the, we may arrange something, but they meet in the Bryant Center in the, what's called the art room, the little room next to A and B. Perhaps we'll move over to A or B if they're available. If anybody's, there'll be room for the trustees, but there wouldn't be room for anybody else if all the commission is there.
We'll have, we'll make that a special public meeting with the board also.
Yeah, I assume you have to announce somehow
Yeah.
that you're going to all three be in
Yep.
the same place, even though you're not conducting any legislative business. I got a call from, I'm not sure exactly what his role is, but anyway, from someone who is working with Agraria to design repairs for the barn. In the process of working on it, they found rotten timbers or whatever. And he's working with an engineer, and he called me to ask whether he needed a zoning permit. I said, if you're just doing repairs, no. He said, well, he talked with the building department and they were concerned, so I said, well, that's fine, I'll call up the building department. Well, whoever came to the building department said that they were turning it into a commercial structure. And I said, oh, well, no, I can't issue a permit then. That's not just repairs, that's a change in use. So the person who hired this guy at Agraria, I got his name, I called him up to find out what was going on. He said, I was just fired yesterday, so you can't talk to me. Well, not fired is the wrong term, let go. It wasn't for, I think they just aren't filling that position anymore. It wasn't that there was a problem with his performance, or at least I didn't get that impression. Anyway, so I'm back to chasing around what's actually going on at Agraria, and I think I will just try to talk to Susan Jennings directly rather than somebody else. But that's my ongoing project, and I'll keep you advised.
Okay, great. Anything else?
No.
Anything else for Richard?
I saw correspondence on the table, I'm thinking it's in the last 2 weeks. Someone inquiring, he works at the base, has bought a lot in the township,
Oh.
and he
Oh, okay,
wants to build a
that's
tiny
right.
house that's on a
Okay.
trailer.
And I explained to him that he cannot have a mobile structure. That's essentially the gist of our code, even though it doesn't spell it out in so many words. If he wants to bring it in and set it on a foundation, even if the wheels are still part of it, but it's anchored to the ground, then we don't have any requirements on the size of the house or the nature of it, or whether it has solar panels on top or anything else, but that it also, he would have to ascertain from the manufacturer that it met building codes of one sort or another. In other words, all of the companies that manufacture modular housing, for example, have a set of code that they have to follow. It's different than using the Greene County Building Code. Of course, you can always do that as well. Anyway, I just went through all of this with him, and he said yes and yes and yes and yes, and then I have not heard back from him. So I don't know whether he's still pursuing the project or not.
That's all I have.
Ed, anything yet? Okay, just wanted to keep you in the loop there, bud. We are not talking commission or committee assignments tonight, so we'll move to any new business or old business before the board. Hearing none, I will move for a motion to adjourn.
I so move.
I'll second that.
And I will declare by acclamation, we are adjourned.
Come into the next room, sir.